Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. DailyMail.com. Taliban thanks America for $64 million as part of a $1.2 billion international aid package, but says the U.S. should have a heart as it pleads for more. Are you kidding me? Seriously, are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Washington donated $64 million with China and Pakistan also pledging aid. Yeah? Like what? They're going to send them a nice Christmas card? Ooh, they don't do Christmas. This is incredible to me. The Taliban has thanked the world for pledging more than $1 billion in emergency aid to Afghanistan and urged the U.S. to show heart by donating more. I got to tell you, this guy, the new leaders of Afghanistan have a serious set of, honest to God, Amir Khan Mutaji, probably mispronounced it, nor do I care, the regime's acting foreign minister told the press conference that hardline Islamic group would spend donor money wisely and use it to alleviate poverty. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. He was speaking a day after the UN said a total of $1.2 billion in aid had been pledged to Afghanistan, $64 million which came from the United States. I'm very seldom speechless. Absolutely speechless. The Islamic Emirate will try its best to deliver this aid to the needy people in a completely transparent manner. Transparent manner. My God, my God. Here's the weird part. All the mainstream media, except for Fox maybe, will think it's a wonderful thing. America's a big country. They need to have a big heart. Holy, you got to be kidding. These people are amazing. Well, in all fairness to them, they see that anybody craps on the United States is now currently nice to them. So you know what? Maybe he's not so crazy. But Taji said Afghanistan, which is also facing a drought, had already received aid from countries such as Pakistan, Qatar, and Uzbekistan, but did not give further details. Yeah, Pakistan gave me the aid, all right, in the form of terrorists and money, supplies, ammunition, guns, men. He said he had held discussions with Chinese ambassador on the coronavirus vaccine and other humanitarian causes. Oh, I'll bet. He was talking to China's ambassador. They got lots to talk about. There's lots of key minerals and ores in Afghanistan the Chinese desperately want. Beijing last week promised $31 million worth of food and health supplies, and on Friday said it would send a first batch of 3 million coronavirus vaccines. Oh, Lordy. Pakistan sent food and medicine and called for Afghan assets frozen abroad to be released. Iran said it had dispatched an air cargo of aid. Past mistakes must not be repeated. The Afghan people must not be abandoned, said Pakistani foreign minister, whose country has close relations with the Taliban, will most likely bear the brunt of the exodus of refugees. Oh my God. It's show appreciation to the Taliban for allowing U.S. to complete a truth withdrawal. Allowing. We allowed it to happen. All of our military might and strength, we had to ask their permission. The U.S. and its allies have a greater obligation to extend economic, humanitarian, and livelihood assistance, said Shen Zhu, Chinese ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva. The United States pledged $64 million in new humanitarian assistance in the conference, while Norway pledged an additional $11.5 million. Since the Taliban takeover, the World Bank and International Monetary Fund have halted Afghanistan's access to funding, while the United States has also frozen cash held in reserve for Kabul. Held in reserve, which means they're going to give it to them anyway. It's extortion. It's kidnapping money. It's hostage money. UN Chief Antonio Guterres on Monday said he believed aid could be used as leverage with the Islamic hardliners to extract improvements on human rights. Are you kidding? Amid fears of return of the brutal rule that characterized the first Taliban regime from 1906 to 2001. Extract improvements on human rights. Can you imagine in the early part of World War II if somebody had said that concerning Hitler? First of all, they would have been laughed to death. And second of all, whatever country they're in, it would depend. They would be brought up on charges. At minimum, put in an insane asylum. Unbelievable. It is impossible to provide humanitarian assistance inside Afghanistan without engaging with the de facto authorities. It's very important to engage with the Taliban at the present moment. It's, there we go. This is the one that really got me more than anything. This right here. The Taliban have promised a milder form of rule this time around, but I have moved swiftly to crush dissent, including firing in the air to disperse recent protests by women calling for the right to education and work. Oh, instead of shooting at them, stoning them to death maybe, or beating them to death with sticks, we're just going to shoot in the air, and next time we'll shoot them. Oh, gosh, how wonderful. Human Rights Chief was dismayed at the lack of inclusivity of so-called caretaker cabinet, which includes no women and few non-Pushtins. It's, what do they really think? This is their backcrap, crazy liberal world, progressive world, where you have to have women and a certain number of trans people and certain people of color. And I mean, these people are insane. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken had previously warned the Taliban would have to earn legitimacy and support after talks with allies on how to present a united front. Oh, we're all going to say to them, okay, you're in charge. If you act a little bit nicer than the batshit crazy people you are, we're going to give you $1 billion. Oh, okay. It'll be judged by its actions. They've already been judged by its actions, you idiot, and everybody in the world except for you and the Biden administration. Meanwhile, Afghans are resorting to selling their household goods to raise money to pay for essentials, and bustling secondhand goods markets have mushroomed in most urban areas. Of course. Oh, God. The former acting governor of the Afghan Central Bank tweeted last week that the country no longer has access to $9 billion in aid loans and assets. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do this. You took over, oh, God, what was it? $85 billion worth of armaments and supplies from our military they got left behind. You give all of those back, and I mean all of them, down to the last pistol and the last round of ammunition, and maybe we might consider it. Maybe. How about that? Even before the Taliban seized Kabul last month, half the population, or 18 million people, depended on aid. That looks set to increase due to drought and shortages. You can read the rest. It's our undoing in part. We never should have stayed 20 years to begin with. But since we were there, and then we had an insult to injury by the way we left. Unbelievable. The queues for lines are extremely long at banks that have just reopened. 14 million people, one out of 3 are marching on the brink of starvation. They don't know where their next meal is. Catastrophic conditions. And here's a nice little tidbit. $2.3 trillion spent in Afghanistan, wasted through corrupt payments to private contractors and handouts of protection money to Taliban warlords. You can read the rest of this. I don't have the heart to read it all. It's just so much crap. Yeah, there's a pile of money. I wonder if they got that from the pallets of cash that they got left behind. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for the money. And then it goes on about some of the shady things that are going on with contractors and Taliban warlords, and unbelievable. The U.S. saw about 7,000 military members die in all the post-9/11 conflicts, and nearly 8,000 contractors, another cost of war study estimates. And you can read on about this whole fiasco. Oh, it started with then Vice President Dick Cheney, the former CEO of Halliburton. Halliburton receives more than $30 billion to help set up and run bases, feed troops, and carry out other work in Iraq and Afghanistan by 2008, the study says. And you can go on and on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I tell you, young people, go back and watch. It's right here on YouTube. Dwight D. Eisenhower's farewell address to the Americans after his end of his second term. We warned of the military-industrial complex and its threat to democracy. And this is from a guy that was NATO commander of all forces, European theater, and President of the United States for 8 years. Yeah, it's made millions, and we're scrounging here. This is a really long article, so you can stop it if you want to. Military transporters plane bought for the Afghan army were abandoned in a field. After crews complained they were dangerous, they were bought for $549 million and sold for scrap. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I said, it's quite a long article here. I'll just go through it. Ugh. This is the moment an unarmed man was shot in Afghanistan. And that's that thing there. I guess they let him off to the side. You can't actually see it. But supposedly they heard a couple of shots. And the guy didn't come out. That's the new and improved Taliban. Executing an unarmed civilian. Like I said, I'll go through this. It's a really long article. You can stop it at any time. Yeah, there's one. Push people into the trunk of a car. You know, that's the new and improved Taliban, huh? Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. And they go through a lot of stuff on here. And there's all of those guys saying, thanks, Uncle Joe. Thanks for sending us the money. We appreciate it. And the guy on the right especially appreciated. President Biden, you're number one. It's, oh, God. So here we are. Again. Right back where we started, but worse. And there's still 100 plus Americans in Afghanistan, and God knows how many tens of thousands of Afghans that helped the U.S. in the last 20 years. Shame on us. And when I say us, I mean the Biden administration. Shame on us. But it goes back to the original topic. Milley is a complete nut job. Couldn't agree more. And only a complete nut jobs could do such a horrendous withdrawal from a country they've been in for 20 years. I don't get it. I would like to think they're not completely insane and inept and incompetent, but I don't know what else to think now. Until next time, Goodbye and good luck.